Back here on the herd, Jason McIntyre in for Colin, joined by Alex Curry. Going to dive into the AFC, kind of a playoff outlook, not a rankings. It's a tiers system. Some people are fond of the bubble. I think tiers works better because visually you guys are going to like what the staff here did. So I've broken tomorrow we'll do NFC. Today we're going to do the AFC. We're going to go 4 tiers starting at the bottom. And what you're going to see is, unlike this country right now, we lack a middle class. The middle class of the AFC stacked. Let's start at the bottom. These are the worst teams in the AFC. No particular order, but we've got Raiders, Patriots, Titans, Colts, and Texans. They're in the bottom tier. They're the bottom feeders. They'll probably be fringe contenders for the USC quarterback. I think if anybody's a legit contender, it's the Raiders. I just looked up their win total. Look at the win totals down here. 6.5 for the Raiders, 6.5 for the Colts, 6.5 for Houston. Another theme here is young quarterbacks. Colts are starting a rookie quarterback if Richardson wins a job. Could be Gardner Minshew, who is Steichen's guy from Philly. Houston is starting C.J. Stroud. The Raiders have Jimmy Garoppolo. By the way, fun note on Garoppolo. Sure looked good in Kyle Shanahan's system. How's he going to look in Josh McDaniels' system? And I know they were together in New England. Very curious. Garoppolo coming off the foot injury. Poor offensive line. Had a great offensive line. There is a world where these Raiders are like 4 wins. New England's here. Their win total 7.5. Win total for New England 7.5. I don't like what they've got. Don't like their skill position guys. I know the defense had great numbers last year. I think it was a little overinflated, facing a lot of bad quarterbacks. But that's the bottom tier for me in the AFC. Now you go up to tier 3, and now you're starting to cook a little bit. Now you've got a bunch of playoff teams. But this is the tough category because a lot of these guys are in the playoff mix, but they're in my 3rd tier. Let's start with the Steelers. You know I'm bullish on them. Can I be driving the Kenny Pickett bandwagon? I mean, I've been pushing the Steelers. It's funny, I'll say this. When the herd social media staff, led by the Great West, puts out some video where I'm talking about NFL teams, and it's positive, I get all these new followers, and they're like all these fan groups, and the Steelers are one of them. I got buddies texting me who I haven't talked to in years. Dude, I love that you love the Steelers this year. Kenny Pickett for life. And I'm like, settle down. It's July. I like the Steelers. I really do believe they're a team to watch. Watt and Highsmith, I like the Steelers. Ravens are probably the only team in here that should be kicked up. Win total of 10.5. That's the highest of anybody in this group. A lot of newness, though. New wide receivers, new OC, new contract for Lamar. Defense is going to drop down a little bit. Justin Tucker, the kicker's still back. The head coach is very good. Just a lot of questions on defense. I've got the Dolphins here. Cowherd is much higher on Miami. I got to see it with Tua. Their range of outcomes. Miami could be a 7-win team if Tua's hurt. He's healthy all season long. Well, why can't they win 12 games? The schedule is very challenging. I got the Chargers in here. Herbert, another new OC, and Kellen Moore. Jacksonville Jaguars are very interesting, folks. 9.5 is their win total. The division, you see 3 of their teams are in tier 4. But I just want to remind people, their left tackle's been suspended for the first 4 games. They lost their right tackle in free agency. And this is a team that started last season 3-7 before luck boxing into the playoffs, thanks to having to face Josh Dobbs, who I think was giving out Halloween candy a few months prior, and then had to start week 18 for the Tennessee Titans. And the Jags were trailing in that game before they came back and won. So a lot of luck involved late. Remember that Dallas game? Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? The comeback, Dak Prescott throwing picks, a lot of luck involved to get to the playoffs last year. So Jacksonville, don't automatically think they're leaping up. Denver Broncos, they just got great news. I was just seeing this morning. Javonte Williams, their talented running back who was awesome last year as a rookie. He had a gruesome injury. They were worried he wouldn't be able to start the season. It looks like he's going to be ready to go for week 1. That's big for Peyton and Russ. I like Denver. I can't make a case for them in tier 1 or tier 2. And then Cleveland is the team that's a bit confounding. 9.5 is their Vegas win total. So Vegas sees something that I don't. They feel a little Ramsey from the year the Rams won the Super Bowl, when the Rams were very top heavy and they had no injuries. Great offensive line, quarterback, skill position guys. If you look at the Browns depth chart, not a lot of depth They just have top-end talent that's good. But if they suffer any injuries, there's like not a lot of room where they'll be good. So that's tier 3. Let's kick it up to tier 2. Wouldn't you know it? The New York Football Jets. Folks, you guys can mock me all you want for being a homer. I'm just saying, have you seen the throws Aaron Rodgers has been delivering at camp? Have you seen Garrett Wilson go up and get it in the end zone? I mean, it looks so good. There is so much excitement around this New York Jets team. Remember, there's reporters covering this team who are like, I've covered this team for 8 years. They've never had competent quarterback play. They've got it now with Aaron Rodgers. As long as things go okay early, people are saying 2-4, some are saying 3-3. I think they're starting 4-2, and I'm insufferable, more insufferable than usual in September. I really think the Jets are right there. Buffalo Bills, I have them here. I've been wishy-washy on Buffalo. They're a tough read for me. I'm not a huge fan of their head coach, McDermott. I know Mr. Dawkins came here on the set and tried to make a bet with me a few weeks ago. It's not an official bet. It's not official, people, just so you know. That season opener between the Jets and the Bills, I've got the Jets in that one, obviously. And finally, let's go up to our top tier in the AFC. This should surprise absolutely nobody, but it's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. The class of the AFC, and folks, they're the class pretty much of the league right now. The Bengals, nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw January Joe Burrow going from Ohio State to LSU, setting every record possible in college football. Then coming to the NFL, people are comparing him to Montana. We're like, come on, can we slow down? He had one great season in college. Joe Burrow has been unbelievable in the NFL. Looks the part as a leader. Everything he says just sounds like a great leader. The defense is very good. Most underrated defensive coordinator in the league. The offense is stacked. Like, I mean, come on. I watched enough Andy Dalton over the years. I didn't think this was even possible. For most of my lifetime as a Jets fan, the Bengals were like a laughingstock. And now they're set to be one of the great teams in the league for a while here. I think it's a decent bet to put money on Burrow to win the MVP. I mean, I'm betting it when I get to Vegas here in a couple weeks. And it's like it's KC and Cincinnati. There should be no debate. Now, Alex, do you see anything on that list that I might have messed up other than obviously the Jets being in tier 2? And I can understand
I'm not
people
surprised. I saw that. I was like, of course he would. I would possibly move the Dolphins from tier 3 to tier 2.
Okay.
They've got a decent amount of offensive weapons.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot's going to ride on Tua, and if he can stay healthy, and if we have he doesn't have another crazy head injury this season. But I think they have a lot of potential and could be a sneaky team, which isn't really sneaky when you have as big as names as they do on their roster.
Yeah. And just for people who think I'm being super homerish, which is like, 93% of the audience. The Bengals and Chiefs stand out in Vegas. 11.5 is their win total. Nobody else in the AFC is that high. They are a cut above the Bills. They have surpassed Buffalo, that being Cincinnati, of course. So I'm sorry, Bills fans, that you're not higher. The homer in me has the Jets high. I'm already seeing my phone. I'm trying not to look at it, but my friends are like, Ravens need to be up one. So sorry, but that's my AFC tiers. We'll do NFC tomorrow.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.